What are you doing, Duke? I know it's hot. You want your paws to be cooled down? Wanna say hi to everybody? Tell them, hey, it's been a while. It's a beautiful hot day. We'll wait for everybody to come. What do you think? What? Say something. Hello, Duke and Maurice. Hey, Moni, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Duke, where are you going? Yes, stretch. Duke, come up here. Have a seat here. Yeah. Sit down. Yeah, I know. What is the dog's name? Duke. He's a big boy. It's really, really hot right now, so you can't really go do much. So we thought I'd come and say hello to you guys. I know it's been a while. I haven't been able to do any much on TikTok because I was banned. So we just started a new channel and I can't even do live yet till I hit 1,000 followers. It's like starting all over again. Right, Duke? Are you in the US? I'm in Canada, actually. Beautiful dog. Thank you, Sebastian. I hope you guys are doing good, enjoying the weather. Here, let's sit up here. What? I know. You're hot. You're hot. Wanna say hi to everyone? Does that feel good? Yeah. Tell them I'm super hot. Need some ice. Do you get heavy winds there? Sometimes, not as often, just because I am covered with quite a bit of mountains in the front and back behind me we get crownlands. So the wind we get is very, very minor, but once in a while we do, and sometimes some of these big trees, they tend to get knocked down. So last week we had 2 trees fell over on that side, and I had to get the faller to actually cut a few more so they don't end up hitting the house. Well, it's not a big house, it's my tiny house actually. Just me and Duke. But yeah, overall it's not so bad. If I do get quite a bit of wind, I would actually put like one of these for power and stuff. What do you call them? Wind. What's the internet like there? It's actually. So what happened is in that mountain in front of me, there's a tower right on the top of the hill, Sebastian. It's a small company. They put a tower about 6 years ago because about 5 to 10 kilometers from here, there's a camping site and people were demanding for internet connection. So I have a direct connection with that tower. So that's why my connection here is really good. Or else I wouldn't have any internet. It would be very, very tough for me to do any work. Do you get him, Duke? He goes nuts on the chicken, on birds. Hi, good to see you go live. What do you recommend using for sunburn protection on your skin? Nothing. If anything you want to use would be like Talo. That's it. Don't use anything. All the other stuff is chemicals. Hey Zona, how are you? From Switzerland. There's our little chicken coop is coming along. I actually had to put that temporary fence because I got a rooster was given to me yesterday. Here, let's go down. I'll show you guys. We just got the chicken about a week and a half ago now. And the rooster came in yesterday, so I had to put him in that separate cage, temporary. But Duke didn't like that, so he was attacking him. So I had to put him with the other chicks. So I got 6 chicken and I got the rooster, so 7 in total now. And we got the roof done yesterday as well, which is nice. Where's the rooster? There's the rooster. I don't know if you guys can see him. It's dark in there because of the sun. Can you guys see him? There's a little chicken. Oh, they're sitting and relaxing. And Duke never leaves them alone. Yeah, it's hard to get a... Duke, back up. Back up. I know, leave them alone. Leave them alone, bud. Let's go down this side, see if you can see them from this side. Oh yeah, there we go. See, there's a rooster. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Duke. And Duke goes nuts. Yeah, there's a rooster we got yesterday. And there's a chicken. Come here, Duke. No eggs yet. No eggs yet. They're still very young. They're only about 15 weeks old. Only one of them is 20 weeks old, so she should start to lay probably in the next couple days or so. Duke! Let's go back up so you can follow me. Pretty well protected from the predators. Yeah, it's not bad. I kind of don't like that fence, that chicken coop fencing was kind of thin after I installed it, because I've noticed Duke can actually rip through it, so I have to double layer it on one side. I'm gonna end up doing the other side as well too. So we'll see how that goes once I get it done, because I was just working on the walls here trying to finish the outside, because I have some families visiting from the city for about a week, so I thought I clean it up a bit and make it nice for them so they can come and actually stay for a couple days. Duke, come here now. Yeah, he tried to rips. Come on, up here. Hey John, how are you? Good to see you. Poultry well protected. It's not bad. We had a black bear come last week again, but they wander around my car, and when I have my car there, they'll actually look. Duke goes crazy, then they end up taking off very fast. But that temporary fencing I have all around, I do need it, because Duke tend to go a little bit out of hand sometimes. Even though he's 3 years old now, he's still like a big kid. He wants to go after the animals. So we get a lot of coyotes, and we get a lot of black bears. So you have to kind of be careful. I don't want him to go after them, because one of the farmers, probably about a kilometer from here, they put a sign. If they see a dog going after a deer or anything like that, they're gonna shoot them. So I'm like, I don't want to take the chance of letting Duke loose. And trust me, I wouldn't like that. So I've been doing a lot of shorts on YouTube, and a lot of the videos that I've been doing for the past couple days in regards to Cialis and nitric oxide and beetroot and liver health and all that stuff is all in regards to a lot of requests been getting from you guys. So from now on moving forward, all the requests I get from you guys, I'll go ahead and start doing shorts. So keep these requests coming in the comments. I read them every single day. And if I can produce a video right away, I will definitely do that and give you guys as much info as I could. Usually the turnaround time is gonna be, less than 24 hours. For example, I have 2 videos gonna go out today for you guys, and they're requested. I have tendency to gout, so no beetroot or niacin. Yeah, with the gout, because of the uric acid, beetroot is because of the oxalates in it as well too, and niacin because it does increase uric acid. The only thing we can do is, John, is possibly add cherry tart extract. Cherry tart extract actually will help flush out excess uric acid. Sometimes that could work, or you'll have to actually take niacin at a lower dose, like we're talking 250 milligrams or less every 4 hours, because the short life of the niacin is roughly about 4 hours. I was told to take Cialis for BPH. You could, yes. I was gonna do a video on that because you sent me a question in regards to that, and I had a few other people as well. So I'll probably be publishing a video in regards to that and how it supports it. It's all about vasodilation. The nice thing about the Cialis, it vasodilates everything. Very similar to nitrate, where it converts to nitrite and to nitric oxide. It works systemically. Systemically, that means it will vasodilate everything, not just your arterial system. It will vasodilate a lot of different things, and that's why it's quite powerful. I even thought it is a pharmaceutical, but as long as we keep it at a very low dose, 2.5 milligram, maybe 5 milligrams, it does quite a bit of things to the body, which is nice. But keep in mind, it does have a 17.5 hour of half-life as well too. So I would not really recommend going higher than maximum 5 milligrams. Also, you're right about ozone. I do have ozone, which I use annually. How often, what good for? Ozone, it depends. Are you talking about the water for the ozone and stuff, or for something in specific? Because if it is for the water, I would highly use it. And then I think the one that you have, I don't know if the ozone one, you can actually configure your pH levels as well. Is that the one we're talking? Hopefully we're talking about the right thing, because the one you can actually adjust your pH is very, very important. Because keep in mind, our gut health requires roughly about 1.5 to 2.5 for the pH. The body is tightly regulated at a different state. You mentioned it in a post. I do so many posts every day. We're talking about the ozone with the baking soda for washing like fruits and vegetables. I'll look into it, John, because I do write quite a bit of articles on Substack, and what I do is I just have them, like I do all the writings on, let's say, Saturdays and Sundays, and I publish them throughout the week. So I'll have to see where I mentioned the ozone and stuff, and for which specific, because there's specific biohacking methods you can use if we're looking at, let's say, like say prostate, or specific things for blood sugar or other things. I'll just have to look at my notes, because sometimes I overwrite a lot of things and I get confused myself. Not confused, I get lost in specific overwhelming protocols, because you've seen my protocols, how complex and very detailed, and then each one in a specific level and what it does and why we need it. Getting really, really hot. Gotta take the shoes off and ground a bit. Please repeat niacin dose. So with the niacin, I would do probably about 250 milligrams or even lower. But you gotta take it every 4 hours, because that's its half-life. You are cutting out. You guys can hear me good right now? I hope there's the connection is working. It looks full coverage on my end. So with the niacin, I would take about 100 milligrams. If you can take the 250 and cut it, or maybe sometimes you can even do time release even would work. But I would actually add some tart cherry extract, because it does actually have the tendency to reduce the overproduction of uric acid. Okay, now? Okay, perfect. I know I never really come that early for a live chat, but I thought I do like a quick 30-minute, because I've had a lot of people asking me about Cialis for specific symptoms and stuff, but I know I probably won't catch everybody on the chat, but I'm sure they can go back and watch it. But other than the, let's say, the erectile dysfunction, the nice thing about it, it does help with the, as John, you mentioned, in regards to the prostate as well too, which is it does help relax the bladder, the prostate and the bladder neck muscles, which is really good. Yeah, 5 milligrams of Cialis daily is safe. Its half-life is 17 hours. So pretty much if you're taking one, let's say every 24 hours, pretty much by the time it's down to like probably 75%, you're just reboosting it again, which is excellent. And the nice thing about it, it is gonna improve your urinary flow better and is gonna actually get rid of or even reduce the symptoms of, let's say, the urgency or the frequency of let's say, urinating. So yeah, 100%, 5 milligrams would be perfect. I have some patients where they take 2.5 milligrams and it works good for them. So, which is very, very safe without any side effect. I do have a couple guys that actually take the Cialis with the nitric oxide as well too. Now the nitric oxide's focus is a little bit milder, but it still does work, especially by increasing, let's say, EPCs in the arterial system, which is nice to have. It's just to get a monitor for any dizziness if you're going to be adding, let's say, niacin or the nitric oxide, because you can over vasodilate and get slight dizziness as well too. So it's good to kind of keep monitoring that. And the nice thing about it, I've been testing it with the central blood pressure machine. It does actually allow your arterial system to stay nice and flexible. So very similar effect as the nitrate supplement as well too. I have explosive diarrhea. What should I do? Increase your electrolytes and take some digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, because it's all coming from your gut. Either you have a parasitic issue or you changed your diet recently, or possibly your gut is not actually does not have the correct pH, so the food is just going through without causing any issue, without being absorbed correctly. Cialis gives some headaches. It does give some headaches because of the vasodilation effect. Sometimes increasing magnesium will help to actually allow the body to go back into contraction and relaxation correctly. Take the same time. I would take the same time every day, yeah, if you could, kind of keeping it consistent. Nitric oxide and Cialis same time. I wouldn't take them the same time. No, you could. I've done it, you know. I do get a little bit dizzy once in a while, not all the time, but your body eventually will shift and get used to it. I try to take one in the morning. Let's say I take Cialis in the morning. You can take nitric oxide in the evening before you sleep. Also, I get palpitations from Cialis as well. So the palpitations happens because your magnesium and your vitamin D are deficient. So it's not so much the Cialis. Cialis is causing the issue because it overuses magnesium and overuses vitamin D. And if your body's not getting the vitamin D and the magnesium that it requires, then you're going to actually get that palpitation. Palpitation main cause is the loss of magnesium. Your magnesium should be at least 6 milligrams per deciliter or higher, The moment you fall below that, you can actually experience palpitations. Same thing with vitamin D. Vitamin D has to be 80 nanograms per deciliter. If you're below that, you're going to end up getting the irregular heartbeat or palpitation or AFib, for example. Everybody has palpitations and AFib, but nobody notices it till they actually start to kind of dig a little bit deeper and start to actually adjust in their diet and lifestyle. Then they start to notice that they're more tuned in with their body, and anything changed, any small changes, they'll actually notice the effect instantly. So yeah, increase your magnesium. And the downfall about magnesium, it has such a short life, 4 hours. You cannot take too much because your intestines won't absorb it. So maximum dose is 200 milligrams every 4 hours. We need a constant supply of magnesium, not just a one-time thing and that's it. So from the moment you wake up till the moment you sleep, every 4 hours have to be consumed. If I take natural blood thinners per your protocol, my cardiologist scared me and want me on Aliquis. Well, and when we talked about Aliquis, it is optional, but you can definitely take the natural blood thinners. They do the same effect, if not better, without the nasty side effects. You can take half dose of Aliquis, and you can actually do a blood test to check biomarkers for blood thinnings. You can check your fibrinogen, you can check your ADMA levels, you can check the coagulation levels, everything. Can overdose in magnesium hurt you? No, you cannot overdose in magnesium. Once you overdose in magnesium, you're gonna notice it right away. You're gonna end up having a soft stool effect. So if you take more than 200 milligrams, and you try to say, you know what, I'm gonna take 400 milligrams so I can speed up the process, it doesn't work that way. Your body can only handle so much. And what happens is you're going to end up having a soft stool effect. When you have a soft stool effect, everything you've worked hard to actually try to kind of optimize your magnesium, you just lost it. So that's why it has to be constantly every 4 hours. And the overdosing is just soft stool. My urologist prescribed me Dalafel, but my doctor told me there are risks in taking it. I looked at the side effects and didn't take it. Do you think I'm wrong not to take it? It depends what you're using it for. Like everything has side effects as long as you're not over using it. So some of the side effects you're gonna have, which is common, they're gonna be like headaches, back pain, sometimes slight heartburn, nasal congestion, indigestion. All these things happen because of your vasodilation. Because the Dalafel, what happened is it does actually acts on the PDE5, which is a longer acting, which is about 17 hours half-life. So that's why it causes these extra vasodilation that you end up feeling. But it's not really gonna cause any harm to your body at all. Did you say 200 milligrams? Yes, every 4 hours for magnesium. That would be the best way to actually maintain an optimal level of magnesium, because keep in mind, magnesium regulates your vitamin D, regulates your K2, regulates your calcium. So if you're taking vitamin D3 and you're taking K2 and you're not taking magnesium, they're not being methylated or regulated correctly. And magnesium works really good with vitamin K2 and regulating calcium, and calcium gets regulated at night. So you want to have enough magnesium in your body ready to actually start regulating your calcium. Sorry, I'm looking at Duke because he's trying to rip the fence again. Duke, be nice. He doesn't like that rooster for some reason. I don't know why. We got him yesterday and he's not happy with him. I follow your advice, but I cannot let go of statins. My doctor told me I have a genetically hypercholesterolemia. The only way you can tell if you have hypercholesterolemia, only if your LP small a, which is lipoprotein small a, is above 100. If you are in the above 100, then yes, you do have it. Statins, 2.5 milligrams, it is good to have because it does actually control your inflammation. While you're taking bergamot, you're taking berberine, you're taking red yeast rice, you're taking artichoke, all these are like natural ways of actually controlling your cholesterol. It's not about lowering your cholesterol, it's about preventing it from being oxidized. So the question is, what oxidizes my cholesterol? You have seed oils, processed, too much sugar, not sleeping enough, your environment, the stuff we eat, where we get it from a specific source. Is that source clean or not? Do they use pesticides or anything like that? So all these are actually disruptors that actually can cause your LDL to actually oxidize. So it's not about just lowering cholesterol, it's actually understanding what's causing the oxidization. Hello, hello, Salamanca. Duke, be nice. I don't think I'm ever gonna have eggs the way Duke act. And now, for the first 6 days, he was just going after the chickens every day. After that, the last 2 days, he doesn't care anymore. Now, he's just going crazy at the rooster. Do you take any? I don't take any statins. No, I take red yeast rice because I do have the hypercholesterolemia. My LP small a was in the upper 700. I take niacin, red yeast rice, and I take bergamot. And on and off, I take berberine to prevent any oxidization. So what prevents oxidization as well as polyphenols. You need roughly about 1700 milligrams of polyphenols to prevent any type of oxidization. Beetroot causing darker urine color. Is there an underlying? No, it's not. It's just the pigment color of the beets red, so it becomes dark, rich. So when it gets filtered through your kidneys and stuff, it's just a coloration. And usually we always test with beet is like, what is the transit outcome? So when you eat beets or you drink beets, how long does it take before they come out? So this way we can tell how well your output is. Do you have a good metabolism? Do you have a slow metabolism? Is your metabolism short? We need some digestive enzymes. So that is a good sign. So this way you can kind of monitor it. Artichoke works good. Yeah, artichoke extract works excellent as well too. It just takes anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks before it builds up into your system. What's your diet nowadays? I'm still eating carnivore, 100% carnivore. It's been 11 years for me now. Don't get me wrong. Like sometimes I get asked to test certain things. I do test it out, but like yesterday I was asked to test, what was it? Damn, I can't remember. The sushi stuff they use. It was so super spicy. It gave me a freaking heartburn. I haven't had heartburn for like 20 years. It was crazy. I haven't slept at all. But yeah, I'm still 100% carnivore. My first meal has always been 1 pound of meat. And my second meal has always been 1 pound of meat with about 6 eggs. Dr. Brewer recommends 5 milligrams of Crestor a few times a week to clean arteries. It does have some potency of actually reducing inflammation. It's not so much about cleaning arteries. If you do combine it with the specific things, you could, yes. But it's mostly to actually lower the inflammation. Keep in mind, what causes arterial calcification, stiffness, all that stuff, is inflammation. And sometimes if we don't know how to control inflammation, then we all need a little hand once in a while. So having, maybe the statin or having a small amount, it does actually assist in that process. Did you heard about the new sugar diet trend? The new sugar diet trend? I'll have to look into it. Does food grade DMSO clean arteries? All the patients I've tried it and I've given them the protocol, they claim they feel better, but I don't have the problem is a lot of the stuff work. It's just I want people to actually do testing, John. So if they don't do testing and they show me, hey, hey Maurice, we reduce it by 20%, 30%, then it's just gonna become another product where we're just gonna test it out, get bored, stop using it, test it out, get bored, stop using it, till we actually do an accurate testing. If we do an accurate testing, then we can say, yes, it does work. Let's have a consistent program. And I know, John, you follow a consistent program every time I give you. So if you really want the DMO one, and I did write it on my protocol on Substack, I can definitely send me an email as a reminder. I can definitely send you one. Then you can use it. And I know you're probably gonna end up doing testing if you could. Then this way it would help everybody understand how the product works. But I use it topically. I use it topically around my neck, around my heart once in a while, and I use magnesium. Question: why waking up too fast? My sugar is at 180 and I eat and my sugar comes down. Forget the morning surge of sugar and the cortisol and all that stuff. All that stuff is always going to fluctuate back and forth. Monitor your HbA1c every 90 days so this way you can get a better picture than to kind of worry about it every single morning. I never heard of cleaning arteries. I think the goal should be stopping the damage. Well, you can actually clean your arteries, yes. It is proven, it does work. There is some supplements that do that. It's not just about stopping the damage. We can stop the damage, we can actually reverse it now. We all get plaque with age is because due to deficiency. Trust me, I have an 82 years old person with zero calcification in his arteries, zero soft plaque. So it is possible, and your body is capable of actually healing itself. Who said age is just a number, and age is a disease. There is no point that we should be living hundreds of years. We should be active as long as we know exactly what we actually ingest. I'm going to Europe. Is high dose melatonin indicate like 100 to 100 where to get? The most I've taken, I've taken up to like 200 milligrams or so. You can do it from supplements. I was taking about 10 supplements. I bought a 50 milligram melatonin, but you can definitely do it. Does IV EDTA clean arteries? A lot of naturopathic been using it. I had no good success other than noticing more bone pain more than anything, because it does actually flush out organic and non-organic material, and it does conflict a little bit in reducing too much calcium. So I can't say for sure whether it actually works or not. And sometimes if the naturopathic doctor has no clue what they're doing, they can cause more harm than good. I'll just stick with the cyclodextrin and the Xavier. Thoughts about coffee, nicotine? What about it? Coffee, nicotine, adderall, and stimulants. In regards to what, Matthew? I drink coffee every day. I'm gonna go make one right now. I was taking nicotine patches for biogenesis with D-ribose, if that's what you mean, blood pressure and health. Like coffee and stimulants affecting the blood pressure. The only reason it affects it because we end up losing way too much magnesium and we're not getting it back in our diet. If you check your magnesium and your magnesium is below 6 milligrams per deciliter, well, we know if you're drinking coffee and other stimulants, it's going to actually just get worse in time. If you don't fix that deficiency, you're always going to have issues. Caffeine has nothing to do with blood pressure. Yes, there's a lot of stimulants out there and a lot of different foods. They actually cause specific mineralization to be flushed, like phytic acids and oxalates and other things, but it doesn't mean that we cannot fix it. It doesn't mean that we cannot fix these deficiencies. The problem is with a lot of these deficiencies, they do take a little bit long time to fix. It doesn't just happen overnight or within a year or two. It depends how low you are. To give you an example, if you test your RBC magnesium and your RBC magnesium shows being at 4 milligrams per deciliter and optimal level is 6, just to go from 4 to 6, that could actually take almost 2 years, 2.5 years to actually saturate your cells. Can stopping caffeine speed up the fixing of the deficiency? Well, you will probably stop losing. So let's say every cup of coffee you're having, you're losing about 50 milligrams. So let's say average person drinks about 3 cups of coffee. That's 150 milligrams of magnesium. So if you can actually get off coffee and start to actually retain that magnesium, yeah, you're going to fix the deficiency a lot faster. Or another option you can do is IV therapy of magnesium. This way you can actually boost up your magnesium levels at the cellular level very fast. Within about, let's say, 90 days, you do maybe like 3 or 4 IV therapies. You bring your level up to 6 milligrams, and after that, you maintain it. Like even myself, I've had 2 cups of coffee. I'm going to go have a third one right now while I'm talking to you guys. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, am I losing magnesium? Yeah, I am losing magnesium. Am I putting myself in danger? Hell yeah, I'm putting myself in danger. But it's something that I enjoy. Do I want to stop it? We're all going to freaking die one day, right? We're all going to age because we cannot really fix that issue because due to the environment we live in and due to the way we're actually set on this earth from, and we've been controlled, right? So we cannot really reverse things, and sometimes it could be too late for us. But I know for a fact every cup of coffee I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna lose about 50 milligrams. You know what? I'm gonna take an extra 150 milligrams of magnesium, or I'm gonna make sure every cup of water I drink, I'm gonna get my sea salt, I'm gonna get my magnesium, so therefore I'm not as deficient. Well, you know, the caffeine, dopamine is one thing, but it's mostly the only reason we actually sometimes need it. It's not so much that we need the enhancement and that. It's all about blood flow. If your blood flow is amazing, like we're talking, your nitric oxide is working good, your ADMA is pretty good, that your body's producing enough, then sometimes you don't really need caffeine. For me, I don't drink coffee for energy. I drink coffee for enjoyment, that I just love the flavor, to be honest with you. Is it gonna give me energy? It's probably, yeah, gonna give me energy, and sometimes it does get me tired. When it gets me tired is I know for a fact that I actually over depleted my magnesium. I recently read that when the original stories were done on aspirin being a blood thinner, it was buffered with magnesium. So the writer thinks that magnesium is a great blood thinner. Magnesium actually is a natural blood thinner, a natural calcium blocker. I've done, you know, going back on my TikTok 3 years ago, I know my channel's been banned. I can't retrieve not one freaking video. Over 600 videos got deleted. I know I've done a lot of videos on magnesium, and that's what kind of got my channel very popular in the beginning. And I focus on everything. Everything to do with cardiovascular level, magnesium is required. That's how powerful magnesium is to our system. And yet nobody even takes consideration in actually, you know, putting enough magnesium in their bodies. Hi, Maurice. Had a weird sensation, shortness of breath, feeling faint, and my pulse was weak. My doc said it was panic attack, but I don't think so. What do you think? It's probably lack of blood flow or overstimulation. It's tough to say, Ali, because you're giving me information without me knowing what are you taking for supplements, what are you taking for medications, what's your diet like. It'll be tough for me to kind of just give you an answer. And if I give you an answer, it's gonna be what if it's that, or what if it's something else. And I hate kind of guessing without actually pinpointing the issue. So sometimes it's very, very tough to answer a question like that without knowing a bit more history of what's going on. But in general, you know, the weird sensation is sometimes is vasodilation, could be a clotting issue, could be many things. And I'm not trying to kind of scare you or anything, but that's usually what it is. I had all the, do you think creatine keep water in your body? I'm sporting, but I get heavy, and I think because I take lots of creatine. What do you think? Well, it depends. You know, I did a video on creatine, and we only need about 0.04 grams per 1 kilogram of body weight. So an average person requires anywhere between 3 grams to 3.5 grams of creatine at max. The only time you want to actually increase the creatine only if you're using it for bone density or for brain function. But if you're not, what's the point of taking the 5, 10, 15 grams? There is no point. If you just want to use it for like performance and to actually help you push a little bit better and actually increase your ATP, you know, 3.5 grams of creatine, 3 grams of creatine is plenty enough. The only reason they kept it basic at 5 grams, because they said, well, hey, if you make it, you know, what if we have a 120-pound person and he only takes 2.5 grams? That means he can buy, you know, a 400 grams and it's going to last him instead of lasting him 2 months. Let's make it across the board, 5 grams, so we can make more money off these guys. Seriously, it's money talks. A lot of this stuff. I had all the symptoms of heart attack, many times dizziness, palpitation, chest pain, and nausea. All tests are clear. The only reason we get that is just sometimes our pH changes in our body that it causes these issues. Everything checks out fine, but the pH, once the pH kind of fluctuates, it causes a lot of these issues. And sometimes we assume it's a heart attack or something else. Yeah, I'm not active at all. Could very well be blood flow issues. What do you recommend? I would actually start with the nitrate supplement that I currently take. I have it on my website. That would be like the first thing to do, is because we all lack of oxygen. We all lack of proper blood flow. And that's why a lot of these issues happens, because once we hit over the age of 40, our body, we actually lose about 50% of our nitric oxide production. But on top of that, some people lose it at a younger age because due to the supplements and lifestyle habits and everything, we tend to see a lot of people with high levels of ADMA. High levels of ADMA, that means your body's shutting down and it's not converting to proper nitric oxide anymore. So, being in the sun, doing humming, breathing, nose breathing, all these things will actually increase your nitric oxide production. And as well, of course, if you take nitrate, but think of nitrate like a switch on and off. If you don't take minimum 500 milligrams, you're not going to be able to activate it to nitrite and nitrite to nitric oxide. I don't want to make you relive trauma, but can you describe to us how did your heart attack manifested? Like, what did you feel? Oh man. So the way it happened, I woke up and I was still in a vegan state. So automatically, as soon as I wake up, take a shower, everything like normal. And I used to be a big fan of making a kale shake. So I would have like the kale, the avocado, the spinach, all the heavy oxalates and fruits. That's my morning thing. And when I drank it, I didn't have any avocado, which is a disappointment because I like that creamy flavor. So I made the blend, drank it, and I felt something heavy in the center of my chest. Didn't really focus on it much. So I thought, what the hell? Because I was supposed to drive to my new place I just bought to go, take the keys and everything, and it's about 40 minutes away. Drove to the place and the pain is kind of increasing. Got my keys, talked to the landlord, to the owners of the builder, took the keys, walked in the house. I'm like, and I still feel that pain in the center of my chest. So I thought, what? Maybe I need to eat some food. So I went to a local fast food and I ordered rice and vegetables. And the funny thing is, close to the restaurant, that's where the hospital is. I ate it and everything, felt fine, started driving back to the new house. As soon as I got there, I couldn't breathe anymore. I started to feel like heavy chest pain. I started to sweat. And I start to actually shiver at the same time, and the sweat's coming from my forehead, tightness in the shoulders, and my middle back was super painful. It's like something is sitting there and just like stabbing, and it does not move. And the first thing I knew is I've always kept salt with me because I know vegans are very different in salt, and I've always had salt with me, so I put salt under my tongue, and I looked over the phone to see where the nearest hospital is. And I talked to the lady, she gave me the directions. I'm like, okay, I'll be there in like 30 seconds. Hopped in the car and drove there. I missed 2 red lights, almost got into an accident. Left the car in the middle of the road and went in. As soon as I went in, the lady saw me. She's like, you're the person I was speaking with. Automatically, she took me in and she stabbed me with a needle in my chest. And usually they either do salt or like sodium, or they do magnesium. And she put the monitor on me and my heart rate was super high, and she said, okay, you're experiencing a heart attack. But the pains I felt were tightness in the shoulder, middle back, through the front, just like something is like kind of stabbed me and a knife is still there. It's not being removed, but it feels heavy. And that's how I felt. So I was sitting in the chair while they're doing the testing. So I called my brother. I'm like, hey, don't worry too much. I am in the hospital in Cochrane. That's where I was buying the new location. I'm just having a heart attack. And they end up rushing me to the hospital, 35 minutes drive. And that's how it all began. That was almost about 11 years ago, give or take. But these are the pains I felt. So the sweating, the shivering, the middle back, painful. Very pain. Were you overweight back then? I was 200 pounds. Right now I weigh about 148, 145. Super lean. But yeah, I was 200 pounds. 198.5. That was like my highest number of weight. But keep in mind, I would freaking craze all day because I was never satisfied. I would eat 6-7 meals a day. I would eat all the carbohydrates, all the vegan stuff, everything, because 6-7 years ago, prior to that, the doctor said, hey, it runs in your family, you have to be on statins. And I said, no, I don't want to be on statins. And he said, well, we got to change all your diet. So I eliminated everything from my diet, all the fatty foods, all the good essential fatty acids, no more meat, no more eggs, no more cheeses, just went fully vegan. Don't get me wrong, I felt great the first 2 years, because in that first 2 years you feel like you're almost detoxifying from all that processed food, and after that you start to gonna go downhill. And after I left the hospital, I did a mitochondria test. My mitochondria was like functioning at almost 18%. And I was listening to one podcast. They said once your mitochondria drops below 20%, you're expected to have a heart attack. And the heart attack is almost like you're reawakening your cells up to actually wake up, smell the fresh air. There's a better life out there. And when they did this, when they went through my risk to actually go through the heart, I was awake through the whole process, but the pain was there all the way until they actually went in and they opened up the artery. And once they opened the artery, pain is completely gone. But I was exhausted because I was in pain for almost like close to almost about 3 hours, 4 hours by the time they actually went in. It was very, very painful. Very painful. But yeah, since then, came back home 3 days after. I didn't even, nobody knows how many stents I have. I have 6. When I went back home for the first 3 days, I didn't eat anything. I actually went into a fasting zone without even realizing it. I didn't even know much about nutrition other than what I had been taught in school and educational stuff. And then after that, I start to kind of question things and I start reading and reading and reading. And after the 3 days, all I was eating was just strictly meat. I would actually buy the beef tenderloin. It took me 2 months to stay at home. I didn't work for 2 months because I didn't have the energy and stuff. But all I had was just meat. And that's when I said, you know what, maybe meat is the main answer. And that's when I switched and haven't gone back yet. Now, don't get me wrong, I tried keto, I tried Paleolithic and stuff, but I've always fell back in my meat intake being at least 90% or higher. So pretty much I'm almost like the opposite to what people do. People, they have heart disease and stuff, they automatically go vegan. Me is the opposite, coming from vegan, going to a full carnivore for 11 years now. Does niacin have skin benefits for wrinkles? Some people use it for wrinkles because it vasodilates everything, your capillaries. Happy I worked off for you. Thank you, Matthew. Yes, they usually go oil-free vegan. Yeah, I went, I tried, for almost a good 9 years being vegan, but, don't get me wrong, the beginning was good, but the amount of supplements I was taking as well, because we don't get from food, you take lysine, you take proline, you take vitamin C, you take vitamin B12, you take folate, methylfolate, you take all that stuff to actually get all the nutrients that you're missing out. And the only fats I was getting was coming strictly from coconut. I was eating a lot of coconut actually because I need it. That's the only way I would feel actually satisfied. And a lot of almonds, a lot of cashews, so a lot of nuts and stuff. Because I couldn't. Without it, I had no energy, no power, especially when I was working out. And I was taking soy protein as well too. So I think the whole process was not great for me back then. And right now I don't touch any of that stuff. It's just strictly, all I eat. I don't even take any whey protein or anything. Just strictly just the meat and the eggs. I even stopped consuming the cheeses because I've been having some issues with the cheese for the past year. Was testing it. That's it. And when you say ethical vegan, like everything I buy would be all like organic from an organic store, or every Saturday and Sunday they open up a farmer's market. I go buy everything from there, fresh from like local farmers, and kind of support them and everything. And I buy everything in big quantities, and just so I never run out. But the thing is, I was never really satisfied. No, I mean animal ethics. For the animals, yeah, 100%. Like right now, even till today, I've been buying the I actually eat yak because it's a lot leaner, and they just get it directly from a farmer. You scared me a bit, Marisa. If you think there is immediate danger, I think you should. We can actually discuss them more in details to kind of narrow things down, because I just don't want to give you an answer blindly without knowing exactly what's happening. It's like somebody asked me questions and tell me, hey, can you give me an answer? How fast can we clean an artery or stop the damage? Well, I can't without assessing what's happening inside of you. What are you eating? How's your gut? How's your bowel movement? How's your sleep? There's a lot of environmental things. There's a lot of synthetic clothing. There's a lot of things that we actually do to our system, and we only focus on the nutrition part or only focus on the supplement part, but we totally forget everything else. We even forget how are we drinking our water? Is it in plastic? Is it in copper? Is it stainless steel? Sometimes we tend to cheap out on certain products. We should never, quality over quantity. So always, look at things, and we have to question things. Even if you're drinking coffee, make sure it is organic, make sure the source is correct, make sure, even though it says organic, check and ask the company for their certificate of analysis, because if they don't show it, obviously they're hiding something. So a lot of these little things matter, and they matter quite a bit. And that's why I got my own chicken now, to actually get them pastured raised, so I can get good quality eggs. Do you ship to Europe? I don't carry any products, Matthew, but the companies I deal with, I can talk to them and stuff, and I can find out for whichever product. Hey, I'm a video editor. If editors make people famous, I want to get edit first for free as a token of trust. If no, never. Just send me an email and I'll think about it. I don't think I need anybody to edit. I just like everything to stay nice and natural. It might take me 10 years to actually get optimized, where maybe you can do it for me for a short term, but maybe. I cannot find your nitrate products in Europe. Yeah, if you tell me where in Europe, I can talk to the company, because I know them really well, and I can tell them to do a special shipment. Sorry guys, I'm just doing my coffee, doing my espresso. But yeah, Matthew, no problem. Let me know if you can send me an email. I can reach out and find out and see if they have maybe a local place in UK or anywhere. You're in Greece, okay? Are you able to send me a message or an email, and I can find out? I know sometimes when it's Europe and other places, we might have to order minimum 6 boxes or so, just so it makes sense for shipping, and it's not overly costing you too much. But I know I personally shipped some to two patients of mine all the way to Australia, but each one of them bought 12 bottles, and I gave them my cost almost. They just end up paying for the shipping. So they shipped it from the US to me in Canada. I repackaged it and shipped it to them to Australia, but whatever I can do, more than happy. I seen that the nitric oxide supplement, potassium nitrate, is that safe? Yes, it is safe, 100%. Your body can actually handle up to 1,000 milligrams per dose, and they only use about 150 milligrams. It is 100% safe. I know it's the same nitrate we use with plants and everything. That's how we increase the nitrogen levels. I'm gonna say 10 more minutes, guys, because I have a meeting. Okay, I'll write you an email. Sounds good. Subscribe to your YouTube, Substack, info. No Western doctor would tell us. Your ebooks are amazing. Thank you for all your time and valuable info. Thank you. for putting that out there. Thanks so much for subscribing and supporting my channels. Guys, if you guys can do the same, which is most of you have, sorry guys, we just set automatic for me to blend my coffee, because I usually like to blend it with MCT. But if you guys can support my channel, I know I got banned from TikTok. They don't like me there much because I talk so much truth. I started a new channel on TikTok, but it's gonna take me probably a long time before bring it back up to 300,000. So I'm just gonna stick with YouTube. I like YouTube a little bit better. I think they're just a little bit more easier on us, you know, influencers and content creators. So would it be safe to take it also, take beta blockers already, or would it possible to lower pressure too much? You can take it, and after that we can actually start to wean off the beta blockers. It depends how you feel and depends how your blood pressure, systolic and diastolic, is being up and down. In audience, trace minerals, are all those metals okay for us? It depends which ones you get. Like the ones I've been taking, they are traces, and trust me, I know there's a lot of people say, well, you know, they contain heavy metals and other things. The problem is, what doesn't contain heavy metals? We got chemtrails, we got chemicals, environmental toxins in our soil and everything, and it's all the same. We can't really adjust for it. All we can do is take polyphenols, take certain supplementation to actually capture the heavy metals and flush it out. We are all being controlled, and there's a lot of companies that are after money before they are after our health. Anybody who comes up with an idea and stuff and that does not do enough research, they're just after money more than anything. And that's why I don't really carry supplements myself or want to try to make any, but I deal with some good companies because there have been some trusts and I've seen their certificate of analysis. Cheers, everyone. You guys got 10 more minutes with me, so if you now ask me some more questions, go for it. I'm gonna go sit outside and enjoy my coffee. Then we're gonna go. Today is almost like a lazy day for me. Not a lazy day, just it's very hot. I like it actually. Maybe if I get some loans or something, would love to have like small getaway cabin so I can start inviting you guys down here. Spend like a week or two. You'll love it. But just the closest airport is like 6 hours away, which is fine. Thanks, Maurice. Are all the metals in trace metals? They are okay. I drink it. I buy 12 bottles every time. I still drink it. Keep in mind, like a lot of the supplements we take, like we got quercetin, we got borax, we got polyphenols, we got resveratrol, we got zeolite. All these supplementation, they bind to heavy metals and they get detoxified. The only thing is you have to be careful is keep an eye on your kidney filtration, because your kidney is what actually filters everything, and make sure your blood is nice and clean. You have chlorophyll, so there's a lot of different supplements you can take, you know, once, let's say, you're 3 months out of the year, and kind of do like a full detoxification. And the nice thing about detoxification, you know, intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, all these will actually help with the natural detoxification without taking additional things into your body. I see people who drink cow blood now too, like, and eat raw chicken. I knew raw beef is good, but I don't know. Yeah, I think some people overdo it. You know, don't get me wrong. If you have a good source, go for it. If you have a good source and you can trust the source, I guess I would never touch chicken in my life. I have chicken myself here that I would only eat the eggs. I haven't had chicken for 11 years because they are highly inflammatory bird because all they're fed is soy and corn and other things. Mine are going to be pasture raised, so they're going to be a little bit different. But yeah, I would never eat it raw. The only thing I would eat raw would be like beef and fish. That's it. Egg yolks. That's it. But drinking blood or anything like that, well, you know, don't get me wrong, we get tons of blood, good quality from when you eat raw liver. So there's no need to drink it raw, just have raw liver. You're gonna get, you know, the benefits you require and the electrolytes. Aaron, I wrote an ebook on AFib, how to fix it, and what vitamins, minerals are actually you could be deficient in. It would be ideal to actually get the ebook because it'll tell you what blood test is required and other things to actually help out as well. But AFib is not gonna just be fixed right away. You have to actually fix the deficiencies, and once you fix the deficiencies, then everything will start to kind of stable quite a bit. Duke, leave him alone, please. Leave him alone. He keeps going after the rooster. I don't know why he doesn't like him. He's a nice looking rooster, actually. Nice and shiny. We just got him yesterday, and it's just because maybe we got two males now. We got Duke and we got the rooster. He keeps fighting with him. Sounds good, man. I'll send you an email for a call. In the meantime, would you suggest me doing anything? I got a bit more anxious. Take some L-theanine. Go buy yourself some L-theanine. Take 200 milligrams in the morning, 200 milligrams in the evening before you sleep. If you need it during the daytime, take one too as well, because it's gonna actually shut off your brain. You know, the problem is with a lot of us, we worry too much. We live it before it even happens. And that's why we end up putting ourselves in such a high danger, and we end up putting ourselves in such a high inflammation. So take L-theanine. It's gonna shut off your brain. It's gonna help you relax. You're gonna feel more calmer. And don't overthink stuff. Just take it as it comes. But, you know, question everything. Everything you eat, everything you do, question it. If it's too good to be true, then probably it is too good to be true. Like, don't just whatever influencers tell you online or other places, because they're all after money. They're trying to make a quick dollar off you, and they don't care whether you live or you die. If they make a dollar, they make a dollar. That's why you see a lot of influencers, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. You think they care about your health? They care for which affiliate company can actually pay them the most. They make the money and they run away. You don't see their faces anymore. And this is becoming like massive. It's the same thing where a doctor kind of gives you medication and tells you, hey, you need this medication for life. Well, guess what? You just give that doctor residual income for life. So question everything. And why do you really need it? And if you can't find the answers, that's when you can connect with me, because I'll actually do the research and everything, the investigation for you, and I'll tell you exactly what works and what doesn't. And even with my Substack, when I write the articles, a lot of you guys have seen, I put a lot of detailed information in the articles because you need to know a lot of that information, because I'd like to actually have all my info moved over to other people where they can actually utilize that info and actually heal from it. There's nothing to hide. We should all be knowledgeable on the health part of it, and we should all actually help each other. Okay, guys, I do have to get going. As always, it's been great chatting with you guys and answering your questions. In the meantime, if you did miss any of the questions earlier, you can always go back and watch the video. And your support to me is by clicking on some of these ads. That's what actually keeps my account going. And don't forget to share it with other people you care for, because a lot of that information can actually save a life. So in the meantime, you guys enjoy the rest of the evening, and stay healthy. And I'll leave you guys with my little mountain there. And there's Duke sitting there. He wants to go play soon. Yeah, he comes. Say bye to everybody. Okay, okay. You ready to go play? You wanna go play? Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Cheers.